We're starting.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our webinar tonight. We're glad to have you with us and share a little bit about 7K Metals. The company started about 2 years ago, I think, a little over 2 years ago, by 4 individuals who all had quite a bit of networking experience. But as they came together and they talked about wanting to start a network marketing company that dealt with gold and silver, they wanted to do it differently. In the past, so many companies have made a few people successful, but not the average Chris or the average Jackie successful. Okay, but this company had a different kind of vision, and they wanted to make the average person be able to make above average income. So what they've done is come up with a program that enables people like you and me to, number one, be able to buy gold and silver a little bit or a lot, depending on what we want to do, okay, at the best possible price. And they've also managed to create a way for us to be able to make some money if we choose to do that, so that we can even get our gold and silver for a cheaper price. So maybe Chris can tell you a little bit more about them.
Okay. So Jackie's kind of mentioning the owners of the company and why they started 7K Metals. Our friend Richard Hansen, he's one of the owners. He said that to us one day that he walked into a Sam's Club and he said, "Hey, you guys have everything here. Do you have gold and silver?" And they said, "No, we don't have any gold and silver." And he says, "Well, why not? You do. You have everything else. Why don't you have gold and silver?" And he said, "Sorry, sir, we just don't have gold and silver." And so his idea was that we should create the Sam's Club of gold and silver. And that's what the owners of this company have done. They've created the Sam's Club or the Costco of gold and silver. With a membership through 7K Metals, you're able to buy gold and silver wholesale. You know, so the folks out there know who they're talking to. Why don't you tell them a little bit about us?
A little bit about us. We are, I would say, average folks that have tried networking a little bit and haven't done so well with it. But other than that, Chris is a Black Hawk helicopter pilot, worked with the military for a lot of years and now flies as a civilian, but with the military still. And I taught school for 20 plus years in Utah and 1 year in Alabama and quite a few years in Korea and then in the Netherlands.
And when we were introduced to this 2 years ago, not only was I flying helicopters at night, but we were running a lawn care business during the day and a detailing business during the day. And we almost didn't look at 7K Metals for 2 reasons. One, that we were so busy. And 2, my friend that called me, I knew he was a professional network marketer. And I said, "Bill, is this another network marketing company?" And he told me, "Yes, it is." And he said, "This one's different." And I kind of laughed, I kind of chuckled about that because they all say they're different. And the fact is, I'm entrepreneurial minded, and so I decided to listen, and I'm really, really glad that I did. So we'd like to share the information with you that was shared with us about 2 years ago. So we'll do a quick screen share. Stand by here just for a moment. All right, let's go there. All right, you should see our welcome screenshot there, and we'll go to the next slide. And we briefly told you about the owners. These guys came together, and while they were talking about gold and silver, they formed some really cool relationships. But some of the things that they had asked to be able to form these relationships were a lot of the questions that you and I ask as well, is what metals should I be buying? Who can I trust to buy them from? How do I know I'm getting a good deal? And how can I afford more of it? And they created some really cool relationships, and that's because the gold and silver industry, the way it works is in order, you know, those commercials that you see on TV or you hear on the radio, the gold and silver actually comes out of the ground and then goes to the U.S. Mint or other mints around the world. And then these guys sell to 13 authorized purchasers or distributors. Well, you and I can't go and buy from those distributors. They sell to the biggest wholesalers. Wholesalers sell to brokers, and brokers sell to retailers, and that's when you see the commercials on TV. And so the gold and silver is marked up all along the way. And so our company, I'm talking about relationships, they formed relationships with 5 of the 13 authorized purchasers, and they're able to pass on that savings to us. And how do they do that? How do they pass on that savings to us?
They allow us to buy gold and silver at the same price that they get it for. And we...
So what's it say right at the top of that screen? What's it say right up there?
That our mission is to make
No, above that. What's it say? In bold.
Oh, our membership.
A membership. We have a membership model. And so you remember telling about Richard Hansen saying, I wish I could create the Sam's Club of gold and silver. Well, it's a membership, very similar to Sam's Club. When you buy a membership to Sam's Club, they don't care if you come in the door or not. You pay your fee once a year. They don't care if you come in the door. Well, here at 7K Metals, we have an annual membership fee, and we'll tell you about that in a moment. But it allows us to be able to buy gold and silver bullion wholesale. No markup, no commission paid to anyone, and no minimums. Tell them about our experience we had 5 years ago when we answered one of those TV ads.
Well, we just thought it would be nice to have a little gold and silver. We didn't really know exactly why at the time. We just thought it sounded like a good idea.
Looks cool.
And, yeah, so we ended up calling the number that we saw on the TV, and we were thinking, maybe we could invest $500 and just start slowly with something like this. And they said, well, how much do you plan on investing? And when we told them $500, they just kind of shut us down quickly and said, we don't deal with anybody with less than $5,000.
So we just kind of put our gold and silver wants on hold. And then when my friend Bill was telling me about that this company dealt with precious metals, I was interested. And so what are the top 5 reasons that people buy gold and silver?
Well, a lot of people don't trust the government. So as a hedge against poor government decisions and potential economic collapse, some people to accumulate wealth, and some people to protect their wealth, other people for portfolio diversification, and then some people like coin collecting.
We were talking to a guy today that said that he has some real estate, he has some stocks and bonds, and then he said, man, I'd like to own some precious metals as well. So that's the portfolio diversification. But then there's other people that want to accumulate wealth. We were kind of in that situation. We didn't really have anything other than our home and our vehicles that we drive and things like that. And so we actually wanted to start preparing, and it might be late for us, but we wanted to start preparing and accumulating wealth. Yeah. And then there's those individuals that already have money and they want to protect their wealth. And so through our membership model, 7K Metals works with 5 of those 13 authorized purchasers. And again, they pass on the savings to us. This next slide, it talks about the loss of purchasing power. Do you have an example that you could share about the loss of purchasing power?
Well, I know that I can't go to the gas pump and get the amount of gas that I used to be able to get for, say, $5. I used to fill my car for about $5. I can't do that anymore.
Wow, that's so true. And really what we're talking about, you can see on this slide that the value of the dollar has gone down over 95% in the last 100 years. And you could probably even see it now. $100 today does not buy what $100 bought 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And that's because our government just continues to print money, and each time they print money, it just makes the value of the dollar go down. Nixon took us off the gold standard and really took the entire world off the gold standard in 1971. What that means is there's absolutely nothing backing our dollar. It's just paper, and really it's just whatever a person thinks that it's worth, or whatever the government tells us that it's worth. That's the value of it. And so what I'd like to do is give you an example of the purchasing power gold and silver versus paper dollars. And so you can see here that in 1965, if you had a 1 ounce silver coin and a $1 bill, they were equal in value. That means the buying power was the same. You could exchange one for the other. Now, if you had $2,500 or 2,500 ounces of silver in 1965, you could have bought a brand new Ford Mustang. In today's market, $2,500 is not going to be able to buy you a brand new Mustang. You might be able to afford some tires or maybe some rims for that vehicle, but there's no way you're going to buy a brand new Mustang. But what if we had that same 2,500 ounces of silver? What would that buy us?
Hey, that would buy us, for sure, one Mustang, and on our way to buying the second
Almost 2 Mustangs. And that's because the value of these right now are around $18. And if you do the math on 2,500 of these times $18, you're going to find that it's almost $50,000. And the base price on a Mustang right now is $24,900, somewhere around there. So it's just a little bit less than being able to buy 2 brand new Ford Mustangs. And that's the power of owning precious metals. Again, your buying power remains the same.
I'm going to tell you a little story that I've never told you.
All right.
When I was growing up, when I was young, my parents had a dairy business. And we milked the cows and we processed the milk.
I knew that.
And then we sold the milk. And I still remember the sign that said milk 50 cents a gallon. Okay, so I can remember, so I'm young at this point, probably elementary school age. And I can remember people coming in and using one of these and buying 2 gallons of milk.
Yeah.
And my mom she saved the ones that came in.
Oh,
and so
cool.
We had those in a special bank that she kept. Just her woman money, was this.
That's a new term we learned.
Yeah. Man money, woman money. We just learned it.
So that's an example of owning precious metals and being able to have that buying power with precious metals. I'll give you another example. If you had a 1 ounce gold coin in the late 1800s, early 1900s, it cost $20. And at that time, you could buy a high-end firearm or a custom-made suit. And in today's market with $20, there's no way you could buy a high-end firearm or a custom-made suit. With $20, you might be able to afford a few rounds or a tie.
2 pair of socks.
2 pair of socks. 2 pair of socks for $20. Isn't that crazy? So, but if you had that same 1 ounce gold coin in today's market, it's worth over $1,500. That means that you could still buy a high-end firearm with that purchase of that gold coin. You could still purchase a custom-made suit. I'm telling you, that's the power of gold and silver, and that's why we're talking to people about this. That's why we love what we're doing right now, because we're sharing something that is truly, truly valuable. It's important that when you make money, that you're able to keep more of your money. So in this slide, you can see that it says making money is great, but only if you get to keep it. Did you know when you buy silver and gold, the government doesn't require you to report certain items? That means you get to keep more of your wealth. When you sell the right types of precious metals for a profit, the tax benefits can outweigh other types of transactions, such as the sale of real estate or traditional stocks. If you purchase a home for $100,000 and you sell it later for $200,000, there's a thing that's called capital gains tax. And it's anywhere from 13 to 30%. Uncle Sam's going to get a big old chunk of that. Now, when you own the right types of precious metals, it's a different story. Now, I want you to take a look here that these are currently the reportable items. Only the things on this slide are reportable. But what I want you to key into is the green area underneath the coins or the bars. And so let's look at that maple leaf in the lower left corner. The gold 1 ounce maple leaf. If you bought or sold 25 1 ounce coins, then it's reportable. It generates a 1099, and that goes to the IRS. Now, if you look at the silver bar in the upper right corner, you have to purchase a 1,000 troy ounce bar for it to be reportable. And we've actually seen and held a 1,000 troy ounce bar. It's this big and about this high and about that thick. It's about 65, 67 pounds of silver. That's reportable. Now, everything else that's not on this list is not reportable. These are some of the items that are exempt. And you can see the American Silver Eagle at the bottom, the American Gold Eagle. These coins are not reportable. So you can purchase as much of these, and you can sell as much of these as you'd like to. And again, it doesn't generate a 1099. Next thing we want to talk about, let's talk about our coin of the month. You know, the American Silver Eagle is the most sought after coin in the world. And so I just told you this is worth about $18. So these coins go under 5 times magnification. What are they looking for?
They're looking for clarity. They're looking for
clarity, purity, no scratches, things like that. And if a coin is deemed flawless, what do they do with it?
Then they put it in a hard acrylic case and they barcode it, and it becomes a collector's item. Okay,
so you can see on the screen the coins that are in a case they have a big MS70 on them, and that stands for Mint State 70, which means that is the highest rating that a coin can receive. Those are the ones that are deemed flawless. And so it's worth a lot more than its bullion counterpart. And so we pay $98 a month for these. And so if you think about it, these coins are the best of the best that are on the market. They're the best coins out there, and we get to buy them on a regular basis. You know, they say that 90% of people collect something. What are some of the items that you've liked to collect over the years?
Shells, bells, antiques.
A lot of people collect comic books, stamps, baseball cards, things like that. You might be thinking of something that you collect. Well, we get to collect these cool coins. You can see that if you had one in 1996, it's worth over $6,000. And if you had one from 1999, it's worth over $19,000. They say that many of us made the $1 million mistake. And if you look in the second paragraph here, you know, if you had purchased these MS70 Silver Eagles since 1986, that's when they started making them. If you bought one per month, that your collection would be worth over $1 million. And if you think about it, in 1986, these coins weren't $98, and that's what we're paying. But if they were, you would have invested about $36,000 to $37,000 over the course of the 30+ years at $100 a month. But your collection would be worth over $1 million. And if you think about it, that's a pretty good return, a whole lot better than a return on a home. You know, we purchased a home when we lived here in Alabama before, and we were lucky to break even when we sold it. And here with precious metals, it's a whole different story. Tell them about Bonnie's little blurb down there.
She says, 7K Metals has changed the way I think about precious metals. I had never purchased any gold or silver before. Now, with my membership, I am on the Variety Coin of the Month and have an awesome collection of silver at wholesale prices.
So what's that Variety Coin of the Month? What's that all about?
Okay, for those of you who like a little change in your life, and the Variety Coin.
She said change. We're talking
change.
Some change. All right, cool. A little bit of change.
Okay. The Variety Coin is something different every month that gets shipped to you, and the coin could be a Marvel character, Superman, Spider-Man, Thor. There have been a lot of fun ones like that.
It's just a different coin.
Darth Vader was a fun one to get. And then there's just a lot of different kinds that are fun and collectible.
So it's a different coin, and it's always an MS70. It's the best of the best coin on the market. And this is our most popular package, is the Variety Pack. Now, if you're into gold, what do we have?
We have a 10th ounce gold coin that
MS70,
I like to get.
Yeah, MS70. And so the Variety Pack is $129 a month, and the gold pack is $249 a month. These coins are so cool. I tell you what, this just kind of reiterates what we just said about those two packages. But when we first started in 7K, we could afford the Silver Eagle, and that's what we bought. And but I said, man, I really like that Variety coin. And so we started making money in 7K, and we decided to get the Variety package on top of getting the Silver Eagle. Well, now we've been at this 2 years, folks, and we're making money on a regular basis in 7K, and we're going to share how to do that with you in just a moment. But we still get the American Eagle, one of those MS-70s each month. We get a couple of those variety package each month, and we get at least one of the gold package each month. And it's not because we earn a bigger commission for doing that. It's because we really, really like the coins, and we know that historically these coins have always gone up in value. And so, you know, buying these coins, it's not like you're throwing money towards a product that's not useful, that's not worth something. These coins are real, tangible assets. So let's talk about the buyer certification program. So you remember those 5 reasons for why people buy gold and silver?
Mm-hmm.
What are they? Hedge against poor government decision.
Coin collecting.
Coin collecting. Okay, start at the bottom. Wealth accumulation. What's another one?
Hedge against poor economic.
That was the first one.
Okay,
Portfolio diversification. I'll help you out. And wealth accumulation, wealth protection, portfolio diversification, and coin collecting. So those are the 5 top reasons. Now, a lot of people come into 7K Metals, and they know they want to buy gold and silver, but they don't know what to buy. I know we didn't know what to buy because we had never purchased it before. And so the buyer certification program comes free in your back office when you're a member, and it's a series of short videos that Josh Anderson put together, and it teaches us what metals we should be buying based off of our goals. You know, if you are a doomsday prepper and you think the economy is going to crash and you're going to have to trade gold and silver for a chicken or bread or milk, then you're going to want to buy low denomination things, easily exchanged. But if you're into wealth protection or wealth accumulation, then the Silver Eagle, I buy them in tubes of 20 now, that is the way to go. And if you're into coin collecting, I tell you what, you can't find a better coin than the MS-70s that we have. So the buyer certification is well worth the price of the membership alone. So we've talked about a few things, and we've got one more really cool item that we want to tell you about. What's this one?
This is something that we get with no extra cost, but it's just kind of like a fun freebie, and it's called the 7K Getaway Card. And with that, you can get discounted prices on car rentals, on hotels, on vacation getaways. And it comes with your coin of the month and with your membership.
And with your membership, yeah. Yeah, so how much do you think we've saved in the last year?
Well, we've been quite a few places. We've been to several different states and even in Mexico. And we've needed car rentals and hotels. And I'd say easily $800, maybe even $1,000
we've saved, you know, since they introduced the card, which is no extra cost. We've saved close to $1,000 using our travel discount cards. And you know, you've heard of Priceline, Travelocity, or Orbitz. These companies all try to get you a discount on certain things. We have our own websites called 7kgetaway.com, and you can use these cards to search for hotel rooms, car rental, and vacation getaways. You can save anywhere from a few dollars up to 50% using your travel discount cards, but you do it all on our website. I have a training video on my YouTube channel. I'll share that with you in a little bit. All right, next thing we want to talk about is a lifestyle powered by gold and silver. Is that pretty cool to have a lifestyle powered by gold and silver? You got the travel discount cards to help you with travel. You're able to put gold and silver bullion in your safe at cost. You can get the collectible coins, the MS-70s, the best ones on the market. And when we started this, did we have the money to buy gold and silver?
Well, remember we talked about $500, maybe.
Yeah, we had a little bit money to invest. And so we were also really interested in how to make money, because we knew if we were making money, then we could put some more money towards that gold and silver that we wanted to buy. So here's how it works. We have a membership that is $249. That's our base membership that puts you into the system. You're able to buy gold and silver wholesale at cost. You're also getting get a $250 travel discount card that we talked about, and you can also refer people if you'd like to. If you're interested in getting some product in your hand right away, and really the best bang for your buck is the premium membership. And a lot of the people that know they want to do this as a business, they'll get this premium membership. And it's the same information that you have with the regular membership, but you're also going to get about $200 worth of silver. You can see it listed there on the right. You're going to get an annual business builder credit, and that's a feature in our back office that kind of keeps track of your people, and it kind of helps to know what's going on in your organization. It's $120 value, and you're also going to get $500 worth of travel discount cards. Again, that's the best bang for your buck. Now, let's talk about how we make money, though, okay? So we don't have anything that is a direct commission, but the membership and the coin of the month generates points. So the membership, how many points does that generate? Just the regular membership?
100.
100 points. How about that premium membership?
150.
150, right there on the screen. Is that pretty cool? Now, the coin of the month, how many points does that generate?
20.
20 points. All right, so here's how the points are really valuable. All right, we have a 50-50 binary, which just really means you have two teams. You have a left team and a right team, and in order to be eligible to earn a commission at our base level, the base level is associate, 7K Metals associate, you have to refer 2 people, and that means you bring 2 people into the organization, and now you are fully eligible to earn a commission. And here's how it works. That person that you bring in on your left team, it's just generated 100 points for you. That person you brought in on your right team, it's generated another 100 points for you. And now, when you hit 500 points on your left team and 500 points on your right team, the company sends you a check for $500. How long did it take you to make your first check?
I made a first check and I didn't even know that I was making it because he was doing the work. So was it like 3 weeks?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Jackie received her first check in 4 weeks. Now, check this out. My goal was to bring in 2 people. And when I said to my friend Bill, I said, who do I pick to be my 2 people? He said, who do you want to help the most? And I've clearly thought of my family. So I went to my son and I said, Chris, I'm interested in doing this gold and silver business. And he said, Dad, I'm in. Tell me about it. And so he signed up. And then I signed up Jackie. She didn't even know it. But she's really glad that I did. She's really glad that I did. But here's what we did. Young Chris and I, we went to work and we helped him get his 2 people. And then we worked with those individuals and we helped them get their 2 people and so on. Young Chris made his first check in 1 week. In 1 week. Here I am. I joined the company before he did, and he made his first check in 1 week. And I said, Chris, you got to come help me work on Mom's side. And so we got Jackie her 2 people, and then we helped them get their 2 people, and so on. And so I made my first check in the 2nd week. Jackie and Chris's wife, Heather, and myself and Chris, we all made a check in the 4th week. The lowest check we have is $500. I'll tell you what, folks, you spend $250 and you can make $500 in your first check, it's a no-brainer. And the coin of the month, you just think about this as overhead. I was telling you that we had a lawn care business and a detailing business. We had a whole bunch of overhead with that.
Oh.
And if you don't know what overhead is, it's the cost of doing business. Overhead is how much equipment you have, how much insurance you have to pay, how many workers you have to pay. That's overhead. That's the cost of doing business. In our company, the cost of doing business is your membership and your coin of the month. $100 a month. And what can we do with that at the end of the year?
Well, when we go to do our taxes, there are some benefits.
There's some benefits. You can write those things off at the end of the year because it's a business. Now, I told you about the lowest level, the associate level. $500 is the most you can make in a week. All right, the most you can make in a week. How many would be interested in making at least $500 a month? Well, you can do it right here at 7K Metals. Now, you can actually make more if you're willing to duplicate your efforts and bring in 2 more people and place 1 on each side, and you help one of those individuals on each side become an associate. And that's what I really like about our company too, is you have to help people rank up in order for you to rank up. But if you do that, you can be ranked up to copper and make up to $1,000 a week. So picture this. I told you how easy it is to make the points. All right. And so let's picture this. You went out and worked on one side like I did with Chris, and you get 1,200 points on this team. All right. And you start working this side, and now you get about 300 points on this team. All right. So when you hit 500 points here, the company will send you a check for $500. They're going to take away 500 points on both sides, and they're going to send you a check for $500. Now you had 1,200 over here. Now you have 700. So the points roll over. Now, when you rank up, and let's say that you had 1,200 points here, you're at 300, but you get another, let's say, 800 points. So now you're up to, what, 1,300 points over here? So if you did that in a 1-week time frame, you can make $1,000 check. And the cool thing about our company is we don't just accumulate points on 3 levels or 5 levels or 10 levels. How many levels?
Infinite levels.
Infinite levels. That means a person 25 generations away from you that you don't know signs up a person you don't know, you're still going to get 100 points. Or if a person 100 generations away buys a coin of the month, you're still going to get 20 points. And that's the beauty of this. The points will accumulate, and you can make up to $1,000 a week as a copper, up to $2,000 a week as a bronze, up to $3,500 a week as a silver, and up to $7,000 a week as a gold associate. So we really have part-time income, full-time income, or life-changing income based on whatever you choose. However much work you want to put into it will determine how much you can make in this. You know, we have people that are just satisfied making $500 a month, and that's where they stay. But then we've got other people like us. You know, Jackie's a copper associate. I'm at the rank of silver associate. And I don't say that to impress you, but I say that because we're not professional network marketers. And if we can do it, just about anybody can do it. And the fact is, you know, what we've done is we've learned from the associate training, and we've learned from the owners and the other leaders in the company. And so we've watched what they do, and we try to duplicate what they do, and we've had success being able to do that. Now, I'd like to share with you, you know, really what happened with us in the last 2 years. So 6 months into this, what were we able to do?
As we evaluated how much money we were making with 7K and how we were doing with our lawn care, although our lawn care was doing well, the overhead was just a lot. Mm-hmm. And we decided that it was time to change our business. And so we sold our lawn care company, and we decided that 7K Metals was going to be our next focus.
Yeah, because we had a residual income. We saw that this program worked. You know, it's not like we've been exposed to some other network marketing companies in the past, and they got great products. But the fact is, we could never get anybody to say, yeah, I want a nutritional supplement, or I want some essential oils, or I need a weight loss product. The fact is, people know they want to have gold and silver. And it's not hard to share this with somebody when you just pick up 5 Silver Eagles and you go, hey, check these out. And that's what we do. We just put coins in people's hands, and then they say, what is that? Or they say, man, how do I get those? And now that we've been at this 2 years, we realize that we can make more money at 7K Metals than we can in my flying job that I've been doing for 29 years. Folks, again, we have part-time income, full-time income, or life-changing income. So we are recording this, and I do plan to put it on YouTube. You're welcome to visit our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ChrisLatin99. Folks, you've got 2 choices here. One, if you're interested in buying gold and silver at the very best price, get with the person that invited you to this webinar and get your questions answered and get your membership today. And you can start buying gold and silver bullion as soon as Monday, because that's when the market's open. Also, if you're interested in making part-time income, full-time income, or life-changing income, then again, get with the person that invited you to this webinar, get your questions answered, get your membership today, and let us help you find your 2 people. Don't feel like you have to be able to give a presentation. Don't feel like you have to explain all of this. Get a person to a webinar just like this. Get them to an overview call, which we have every single day at noon, well, Monday through Friday at noon Central Time. We do a webinar like this every Friday night and every Saturday night. And we also do a webinar every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time. And so there's lots of ways that you can share this with people. Again, folks, get with the person that invited you to this call and get your questions answered. And you too can start making money just like we're making money. We appreciate your time. If you got any questions, put it in the chat. I'm going to end the recording now.